Hi, good day, ladies and gentlemen. Today I'm going to introduce you another important concept. I call it important. I even want to say it is most important concept, because in Chinese thinking, this word is always occupied the thinking of people with huge meaning, enormous significance, and also as well as uncountable application. What is the words? What is the words? What's the concept? The concept is here. The concept, we call it the Tao. The Tao. The word Tao. Now, this is the word Tao right here. This is the word Tao. The word Tao means, what does it mean? Remember several years ago, around 5 years ago, I went to America, and I came across a bookshop. They tried to translate this book, and this book is called Laozi. Laozi is supposed to be the writer of the books, and sometimes we call this book the Dao De Jing. It's about something like the Tao. So in that bookshop, I see the translation saying that it is what? It is the role. They say Tao is the role. So I feel a little bit ridiculous, because this is a plain translation of the word Tao. In fact, in Chinese way of mentioning the word Tao doesn't mean the role. Tao means basically, if we want to put a better word, Tao means principle. The principle. What's the principle? The principle behind everything. Because in this classic Tao De Jing, the saying is that we are Chinese people. We think about the origin of the universe. Where does the universe come from? How does the universe operate? What's the solar system? How about the light stuff turning around the sun in an orderly way, including the earth? So all this, they run under a principle, just like a kind of science. Kind of science, if you are talking about in terms of physics, then you have the Newton's 3 laws of motion. This is the rules and the principles behind the action. So in Chinese way, Tao means a lot of things, and the most popular, the more commonly applicable area is the principle itself. The principle. The reason why I say the principle, what's the relationship of this principle with the fates and fortunes that we mentioned in last time? Because we are now trying to tell the philosophy of fate and the philosophy of fortune. What's the philosophy from behind? So in Chinese way, we call it the Tao. It's the principle, the philosophy behind the fortune and the faith. And with these principles, then we can derive the concept and the content into some technique, which we call Shu. That is, what is the Shu? It is the Chinese way of saying this word. Shu. It's a technique. It's the technique of testing and the technique of formulating how we can forecast our faith, how we can forecast our fortune, and how we can make use of the faith and fortune. So Tao and Shu, they are two concepts. They're separate concepts, but they're interrelated concepts because they depend on one another. Tao is the principle for application, and Shu is the application of the principles. To put it in an analogy, it's just like if you think about science. You have pure physics, you have applied physics. You have pure science, you have applied science. For example, if you're in physics, you talk about the force and the motion and the weight, all these kind of concepts, then you can apply them into some of the area which we are now commonly use just like engineering, civil engineering, mechanical engineering, all this engineering, they apply concepts. They apply the concept of physics itself. So it is the relationship between the principle and the application, which we introduce you now. We call it the Tao. So it's another very important concept to introduce you, and we'll go back to it from time to time when we talk about other themes, other areas in terms of our fortune, and faith. So we talk it about in detail another day, and I'll see you next time. Thank you very much.